The woman dreamed that she was sitting in an orchard. Suddenly she saw Lisa come in from the side. Oranges everywhere turned to gold in an instant. Anna was very happy when she woke up from the dream, and Lisa is still patiently persuading her father-in-law to coax her mother-in-law back. Ask him to be patient with his mother-in-law and ask him to prepare a birthday cake to celebrate her birthday. The president listened to the two men's advice and agreed to try again. The president took the cake to his wife's house to express his sincerity again. The wife also made a request. It's just the two of you spending a couple of days together in this little apartment like a newlywed couple. President, although no confidence, sweet honey, but to keep his wife from going to India, he went ahead and said yes. So the two happily put on the birthday hat. The wife also asked her husband to sing her happy birthday. Tom's mother also accepted her husband's celebration party and the two got back together. In the evening, the president and his wife put on matching pajamas sent by Tom. The wife asked her husband to extend his arm. Tom's mother was content for the moment. The president's heart will resist. Anna asked Lisa out to meet her, told her she had a fetal dream and suspected Lisa was pregnant, then asked her if she's had any cold symptoms lately. Lisa, just getting over a cold. Anna thought that would be the way to remind Lisa to buy a pregnancy test. Lisa was very happy, went to the pharmacy and bought a pregnancy test like Anna asked. Lisa came home and immediately tested the pregnancy. Lisa was so happy. At that moment, Lisa felt that all the grievances she had suffered before were worth it. She wanted to break the news to her husband, but the thought of him at work, so she called Anna and thanked her for the dream. Anna's happy for her. 2. Tom bought flowers for his father to give to his mother, but the president insisted that he would not do such a thing. The next minute the mysterious ghost granny reappears and takes possession of the president. Make the president behave differently. After work, the president came to his wife's residence with flowers. The possessed president is too fond of the flowers. And then I fell over. Granny Ghost was thrown out of her body. His wife, who heard the noise, rushed out. The president wanted to be angry but told himself to bear it. Then he gave the flowers to his wife. The wife was as happy as a child when she received flowers from her husband for the first time. She hugged her husband excitedly and thanked him. Tom also gave Lisa a bunch of flowers after work. Maybe there's a connection. Lisa really wanted flowers because she knew she was pregnant. Tom saw that Lisa was beaming a happy smile all the time and asked him to travel with him. Lisa said it was gonna be a while. Then she told her husband she was pregnant. Hearing the news, Tom hugged Lisa excitedly immediately. Asked her why she didn't tell herself first. Lisa said she wanted to go to the hospital and let him know when she was sure. Happiness came too fast for Tom to believe. Ask Lisa how did she find out. Lisa says it all came down to Anna's dream, or she wouldn't have found out. Tom excitedly wanted to tell the president the news, but Lisa stopped him. She wanted to wait until she went to the hospital for confirmation before telling her elders. Anna also told Jack about Lisa's pregnancy. Both sigh that Lisa is finally happy. Guess they'll be happy to know. Little did they know they were going to be grandparents. 2. President Wu also learned that Lisa pregnant news face cannot hide the happy. I immediately shared the good news with executively and was relieved for Lisa. Tom's mother also offered to send flowers because of her husband, so she moved back home early. When she got home, her mother-in-law couldn't wait to tell Lisa about the president's recent changes. Lisa was happy for her mother-in-law. Guess moving out wasn't for nothing this time. Everyone was eating at dinner. Lisa had no appetite and all she wanted was ice cream. Lisa reminded her mother-in-law that the show would be on soon. The mother-in-law immediately expressed anticipation. I'm not gonna like it when I see it. After dinner Lisa prepared fruit for her father-in-law and them. Tom saw that and immediately went to rob her to prevent her from doing any heavy work. This makes the president don't know why don't let Tom almost do it, the elders are here. But Tom didn't mind and smiled happily. The president thinks he's gone and his son is under the control of his daughter-in-law. Said if anyone saw her, they'd think she was a loser. The next morning when my father-in-law and Tom went to work, Lisa vomited when she smelled the strong toner on her father-in-law. The president was surprised to see Lisa's reaction. Cinderella, who married into a rich family, finally got pregnant. She almost threw up on the spot after smelling her father-in-law's toner. Father-in-law doesn't know what's going on. What did the mother-in-law realize when she saw the smile on her son's face? Tom also told Lisa's parents that she was pregnant. The president of the Chable learned that the news of her daughter-in-law's pregnancy was so happy that even the class did not go on. Let Tom talk about the fetal dream. The mother-in-law is also very happy for the family as a big happy event. Tom said he couldn't afford not to go to work. The president asked Tom to go first and then asked Lisa about the fetal dream. Lisa told her parents-in-law about Anna's dream. The mother-in-law was excited when she heard that it was not a common dream. After hearing this, the president immediately called Tom and asked him to buy Anna's dream for a lot of money. The chairman asked Lisa if she wanted anything to eat. Lisa said all she wanted was ice cream. At this time, Lisa felt extremely happy. The father-in-law who was so opposed to her at the beginning has now accepted himself. The president sat in the office and smiled happily at the thought that he would soon be a grandfather. To thank Anna for Lisa's fetal dream, the chairman specially bought an expensive orchid to visit Jack and share the joy of being a grandfather. In the evening, Tom went to Anna's house after work and solemnly bought Lisa's dream back. The more grandma looks at Tom, the more satisfied she gets. I wish Lucy could have met such a stable husband. The president came back from work in the evening and brought Lisa various flavors of ice cream so that she could eat as much as she liked. Now the father-in-law is more and more satisfied with this daughter-in-law, and his wife praised Lisa is smart and capable. The only regret is that Lisa is an orphan and berates Lisa's adoptive parents for forcing her into hibiscus court. The next day the mother asked them what they were going to name the child. Tom and Tom haven't decided yet. The president named them Stars. It's a sign of sparkle and a feeling of looking up. And the way Lisa loves ice cream. It must be a daughter. The wife was jealous. When she was pregnant, her husband didn't care about herself this much. He is now very responsible for his daughter-in-law. The president said Lisa was different. She grew up without the love of her biological parents. I'm sure he needs to pay more attention to her now. And she grew up like a princess. What's not enough to be married and live like a queen? The wife feels like she's letting the husband be the good guy. When Lisa called to ask about President Wu, I heard they were cooking red bean porridge. Lisa immediately wanted to eat it. Anna heard that Lisa liked to eat red bean porridge and cooked red bean porridge by hand and asked the driver to send it to Lisa's home. When the president learned that, he blamed his wife for not cooking her daughter-in-law what she wanted to eat. Lisa opened the red bean porridge in the kitchen and couldn't wait to eat it. Her mother-in-law told her to sit down and eat. The next day, the president asked his son if he had bought Lisa a present. Tom said not yet. He sent a bunch of flowers last time. The chairman told him it would never work. He had to buy a gem for Lisa. Tell her to pick another nice picture to put in her room. Look every day to make beautiful children. In the evening the president came to his mother's room. The next moment, the child was in the body of the chairman of the Zaibatsu. The chairman's behavior immediately changed to that of a child and he sat down and played foolishly. When Tom came down and saw this, he thought his father had fallen. When he saw his father's face, everyone realized what was going on. The chairman of the board argued for Tom to carry him or buy him cookies before he would get up. Tom's mother had no choice but to take her husband back to his room. Tom looked at his father's face and was very upset. Lisa saw that he was a child god and asked Tom to buy some snacks and toys. The chairman was sitting on the floor watching cartoons. Tom brought some snacks. The chairman immediately got excited and ate the snacks with gusto. The wife looked at her husband's childish behavior and asked him if he could live a healthy and happy life. And then she couldn't hold back her tears. The chairman seemed to sense his wife's sadness and gave her a snack to make her stop crying. At breakfast, the chairman asked for a lollipop again. His wife asked Tom when the high priest would come to get rid of the child god. As expected, her stepmother soon arrived at Tom's house with a parcel. Lisa was very nervous about her stepmother's arrival and was worried that the chairman would be discovered. She took her stepmother to her room and scolded her for coming without saying hello. In fact, she wanted to visit the chairman to see if she could get him to give her a house. Tom also came in to say hello to his mother-in-law. While the three of them are chatting, the chairman rushes in with his toys. Lisa hurriedly explained that her father-in-law had taken medicine for his cold and was suddenly in a good mood. Then she asked her stepmother to leave and visit them again next time. The next day, Tom's mother took the chairman to receive treatment. Lisa cheered him up before he left. Soon the chairman returned home after the treatment. He was finally back to normal. After a series of possession incidents, he finally realized the importance and value of family. Day by day, Jack and his family were about to celebrate the new year, but there's no news of their real daughter. Grandma thought that after searching for so long and still no news, she'd advise her son and daughter-in-law to give up. If she's doing well with her adoptive parents, we shouldn't disrupt her life. But how could Anna give up her own daughter? It's her daughter who's been supporting her all these years. Thinking about the man from the outside world who said that the child will be found within this year. With only 2 months to go before the end of the year, she couldn't help but break down and cry. Jack heard his wife crying so sadly. He also wept with her. In order to find the child, Anna came to Mr. Wu to inquire about the whereabouts of the Taoist priest. Mr. Wu wondered why Anna wanted to find the Taoist priest for no reason. Anna then told Mr. Wu that she had a child. She wanted to ask why there was no news about the Taoist priest who said that they would meet again this year. Mr. Wu reassured Anna to have hope. He'll inform her as soon as he has news of the Taoist priest. Anna had a nosebleed because she was so sad. President Wu took out some medical cotton and told her not to think too much and to go home and get some rest. At night, Mr. Wu couldn't sleep because of Anna. Suddenly he thought of Lisa's life. She said at the time that she was picked up at the door, and Anna left the baby at the gate. Although she couldn't believe that Lisa could be Anna's daughter, but their circumstances are too coincidental. So Mr. Wu got up and found Anna's nosebleed wipes in the trash can. The next day, he asked Lisa to meet him at the Hibiscus Pavilion. President O gave her an expensive bracelet as a pregnancy gift. Lisa thanked President O for favoring her. They chatted for a while and President Wu saw how pale Lisa looked and touched her cold hand and said he would put a needle in her hand and bleed it to relieve her fatigue, and then took out cotton to suck the blood from Lisa's hand. After Lisa left, President Wu put Lisa's and Anna's blood samples into separate boxes and contacted his friends to ask for help with the paternity test. A few days later, President O came to get the results in person. President Wu couldn't help but cry when he found out the results. When he returned to Hibiscus Pavilion, Mr. Wu called Anna and asked the couple to come over. A woman left her baby on her biological father's doorstep 25 years ago, but the father didn't know it was his daughter. He gave her to his nanny to raise. After 20 years, the two of them were reunited. They started looking for their child in the newspaper, but there was no news. Just when they decided to give up, President O brought out a paternity test report. They found out that their daughter was Lisa. They couldn't believe it, because Grandpa went to Lisa's house to confirm it. Her mother wasn't the woman who worked as a nanny at the house. President O told them about Lisa's life. Her current mother is her stepmother. Her adoptive mother died a few years ago. It's assumed that the dead foster mom was the nanny who worked at Jack's house before. Both of them were very shocked. It wasn't until President Wu said he did a paternity test for them that they believed Lisa was their daughter. They couldn't stop their tears from flowing, because they knew how hard Lisa had worked all these years. Anna was so emotional that her nose started to bleed again. President Wu advised her to calm down. Anna wanted to see Lisa now, but Jack was worried about irritating the baby in Lisa's womb. He decided to talk to Tom first. Anna couldn't stop the nosebleed. Jack had to take Anna to the hospital first. Then Tom came to Hibiscus Pavilion. President Wu told Tom everything. Tom was happy for Lisa when he heard the news, because he knew how much Lisa missed her real parents. Tom was afraid that if he told Lisa, she wouldn't believe him. He asked Mr. Wu to tell Lisa the news himself. So Mr. O came home with Tom. Lisa was very happy to see Mr. O's arrival. When the three of them came to the room, Tom told Lisa to be prepared and not to be too surprised. Then he held Lisa's hand and told her that he had found her real parents, Mr. and Mrs. Jack. Lisa looked at them with disbelief. President Wu told her about the paternity test he did on them and the results. Lisa was in tears and choked up as she repeatedly asked about the truth. Lisa was already crying uncontrollably. Tom quickly hugged Lisa and comforted her. Lisa could not believe it. It felt like a dream that Lucy was her sister. President Wu told her that Anna had a nosebleed because she was too excited and is still in the hospital on a drip, and asked them to meet tomorrow. Lisa did not dare to imagine that they were her real parents and did not dare to go to sleep for fear that she would wake up and it would not be the same. Lucy learned from her grandmother that Anna was hospitalized. She went to the hospital to visit Jack, called Lucy to a side full of guilt, and told him that he and Anna had a child before they got married. He told Lucy all the reasons and consequences, said that the child is Lisa. Lucy felt sorry for Lisa and felt sorry for her. Jack also felt guilty and said he'd be kinder to Lisa from now on. Lisa was a bit sad because she had asked Lucy to meet her tomorrow before she knew the truth. Now that she knows they're sisters, she doesn't know how to deal with it. She's worried that Lucy will blame her. Tom reassured her that she wouldn't. There's nothing wrong with you. When Lisa was sleeping, she thought of her grandfather again. She was saddened by her grandfather's death before she could recognize him. Anna was discharged from the hospital and told her grandmother that Lisa was her daughter. The next day Lucy brought Flora to Lisa's house. The moment they looked at each other, they couldn't help but shed tears. Everything was left unsaid. Soon Tom took Lisa to meet her real parents. When she came to the door of the house,